Hola amigos de Wine News TV, les invito a conectar conmigo y con mis invitados en Wine News TV On The Go, un podcast que a su vez es un espacio donde aprenderás sobre el mágico mundo del vino a través de invitados de todas partes del mundo que nos contarán sobre sus proyectos para obsequiarnos de forma embotellada música, fuego y leones, como decía el gran maestro argentino Jorge Luis Borges en su poema Soneto al Vino. Wine News TV llega a ustedes gracias a Aerionet, nuestro aliado en velocidad y confiabilidad. Gracias a ellos, cada episodio y cada contenido que subo en las redes fluye sin interrupciones, sube rapidísimo. Si tú también quieres un internet que no te falle, llama al 787-273-4143, entra a aerionetpr.com o búscalos en redes como @aerionetpr. Vamos arriba. We are with Ilenia Ferronato from Siro Pacenti. If I destroy the pronunciation, please correct me. My wife speaks Italian. We love Italy. We're very fortunate to have visited many times, and this is a historic property, and it's been with us in Puerto Rico for the past 4 or 5 years. I love Montalcino. I love everything about your country. And we have 2 wines to taste today. We have the Siro Pacenti Pelagrilli 2019 Brunellodimontalcino, and we have the Siro Pacenti Vendemmia 2022. How do I pronounce your beautiful first name?
You pronounce it correctly, Ilenia. It's not a very common Italian name, but yeah.
Is it like Helen, like Elena, like?
I don't know. I think it's a Russian. It has
Russian.
a Russian origin, but honestly, my parents never left the small village we lived, so I don't know where they pick up this idea. I think they were inspired by one of the daughter of a famous singer. No, a famous singer in the past, Albano.
Albano, of course. Don't say in the past. I'm from that generation. I'm about to be 50 years old.
That unfortunately went missing in New Orleans.
Yeah.
So I spent my entire teenage years with people asking me, "Oh, Ilenia, where are you? Everybody's looking for you."
I love that. Okay, Ilenia, Siro Pacenti, for those listening out there, we have a very... I'm very grateful. We have a very loyal following in more than 50 countries, mainly Puerto Rico, the US, Spain. For those out there who may know Brunellodimontalcino and Tuscany, but not necessarily know about Siro Pacenti, what can you tell us about the winery, the history?
So the winery is a family-owned winery. Now the new 3rd generation is coming and being involved in the processing. Was founded first vintage first bottle in 1971 by Siro Pacenti, who has always been a farmer, a winemaker in the area. And I was telling you before, he was the only farmers among the founders of the Consorzio Brunello. So people there that wanted to create the Consorzio Brunello during the 70s were mostly from noble people, rich people that saw the potential of the area and wanted to try and protect the wines produced there. And they asked him, to Siro Pacenti, to be involved in the project, as they really evaluate his point of view and his acknowledgement.
They wanted to have a person that was not necessarily connected to royalty
but more
on
really
the ground, like
in the winemaking, in the wine process.
Boots on the field,
exactly.
Like a common man.
Exactly, the common man of the group.
That's fantastic. For those out there who know that Montalcino is a very well-regarded area within Tuscany and that it's near the Chianti Classico region, what makes Montalcino so special, Ilenia?
Oh, that's a good question.
Well, we have time. We have wine with us, and cheers. I always say that this is the nicest sound. Salute. This is the finest sound in the world after your child's laughter. clinking of the glasses.
Yes, it is.
Tell me about Montalcino. Why is it a mecca of fine wines in the world?
Well, I would say it's a historical place of winemaking. I think one of the first that was able to express the quality of Sangiovese grapes at its best. You know that Brunello Montalcino is made only with Sangiovese grapes. It's not a blend. And most of the wineries there are family wineries, historical wineries. So they are everybody is very tied to their territory.
It reminds me a bit of Burgundy, where you have this rustic quality of vida al campo on the outside, and you don't have these great huge chateaus that you see in Bordeaux, you see in Napa Valley, but the quality of the wines, the fruit and the history and the gastronomic versatility of your wines are so unique. I've been fortunate enough to be in Montalcino, visit there, and I was telling you off mic, off camera, that in Italy, there is this pleasure in the simple things. I mean, in Italy as a whole, I mean, bread, olive oil, cheese, a little bit of garlic, basilico, a bottle of wine, and nothing seems to be complicated. I mean, obviously, as it happens in other parts of the world, where political dialogue and where those things are sounds that are very strident or that are very polarizing. In Italy, when you go to the Tuscan, La Campagna Italiana, you have this sense of agelessness. I mean, time is the same, but it seems that, you know, people have been doing this forever. I mean, you can be drinking wine outside in Tuscany, and you're doing exactly, maybe it's a different vessel to drink it, but you're doing exactly what people were doing there 1,000 years ago.
Yeah. And this, I would say, coming from another region, so not from Montalcino, I was born in Veneto, is really something that is inside our blood. Is drinking wines, making good foods. It's really something that for us is everyday activities. It's not something.
When did you start with Siro Pacenti, the winery?
Well, the managing the export market for them, we started like more than 10 years ago.
Yourself,
it's
10 years
me and
ago.
my colleague. No, me. I started 3 years ago, starting working with the export director of Siro Pacenti. But in general, we started to work with and build the export market for Siro Pacenti more than 10 years ago.
So hailing from the Veneto and obviously Prosecco and Valdobbiadene, highest or Grand Cru within Prosecco. Obviously, you have I've been to Veneto, love the area. You have the wines from the Amarone, Valpolicella region. So what made you move to Tuscany? What lured you in? Like, how did you make the decision to move from a very well-known area?
For me, personally, it was a moment in my life that I wanted to change things. I was involved in a winery in Valdobbiadene, but at the end of the day, it was only paperwork, so 5 days a week. So I wanted to have something that was more challenging for me. My job is really important in my life, as most of people in Italy, I'm really focusing in it. So I wanted something that at the end of the day, I can say, okay, today it was a good day.
Are you currently...
It takes a lot of your time in your life. So it needs to be, if you can, you need to find something that...
And I don't want to badmouth in any way, shape or form Prosecco or Valdobbiadene, but it's more commercial, it's huge. I mean, you have moved...
Unfortunately, yes.
You have probably moved... Well, you know, there's a lot of good sales for Prosecco.
They are having many difficulties. The good producer, the ones that do DOCG Prosecco, they are having a hard time to try to promote themselves, because on the other side you have this mass huge production of the lower quality.
But you have moved from probably the second league to the big leagues in Montalcino. I mean, with Piemonte and Montalcino for me are the two crown jewels of Italian wines for reds mainly, just like you have Bordeaux and Burgundy in France. I mean, you are at a Grand Cru area.
Exactly. I'm
totally,
really lucky.
You are, well, you're happy. You seem happy.
I know.
You seem happy, my friend.
I am, yeah.
So tell me about Siro Pacenti, the wines. Anybody out there listening who may purchase a bottle of Siro Pacenti, and I mean, this is a big, complex question to, narrate or provide an answer in 2-3 minutes. But when a person buys a bottle of Siro Pacenti, your wines, what's the philosophy, the winemaking style? What do you want to convey to your customers and or consumers when they purchase a bottle of your wines?
So I think when you drink a wine of Siro Pacenti, you really find the expression of the family first, because it's all the vineyards are family owned. Siro started with his own vineyards in Pelagrilli, which is north of Montalcino. But then,
what year? Do you know the year when he?
71 was the first bottle.
Okay.
And then Giancarlo, his son, when he finished his studies in France, in Bordeaux, actually, he after a few years he had also the vineyards in Piancornello, which is in south of Montalcino, from his father-in-law. So it's really a family-based winery. And Giancarlo is a mathematician in his mind. He's a winemaker, but he's also a mathematician. So his challenge, his focus is to stick to the tradition in a way, so express the best of his territory, but he doesn't avoid the use of technology. So he's always studying new process, new things to try to have the best expression of its grapes. So for example, we use an optical selector of the grapes. So we select berry by berry, and the ones that are not good enough for us to do the wines,
I love that when you walk around Montalcino, it feels like you're in the 16th century.
It is, yes, actually.
But then you have optical machines and technology, so it's a convergence of technology and the past and history. So the first one we're having, the Pelagrilli Brunellodimontalcino, I love that expression of this lovely minerality, which reminds me of iron, herbs, like a little bit of blood orange. And this is quintessential Tuscany, quintessential Montalcino, where you're smelling the terroir, it's like you're out there with friends and you have lavender, you have rosemary, you have herbs, and then you have this gorgeous grapes that are bathed in sun, but they never become sweet or cooked or saturated. These are grapes filled with tension and balance and equilibrium. I love Italian wines. I love Italian culture. Wines there and good wines just like this tend to be made in a way that want you to go to pair it with some food. I mean, wine and food are in some way, shape, or form in Italy more than any other place in the world, totally linked together, wine and food. I mean, this wine, when I drink it, it makes me hungry. Does it happen?
It is, yes, it happens a lot.
It's
and
delicious.
Actually, in the region, you have a good opportunity to find
this
some
would
very
go
good
with
food
a
to pair
with a nice cinghiale.
Yes, absolutely.
Could go with
wild
a cinghiale.
game is perfect.
What
Steak in general, red meat it's great with
bistecca alla fiorentina could go with.
Of course.
What's in here? It's 100% Sangiovese.
Of course, it's 100% Sangiovese.
And tell me about oak treatment.
So it's called Pelagrilli first because it's at the beginning it was made with the grapes coming from the Pelagrilli vineyards, the only ones that at that point.
So it's a single vineyard. It's a single vineyard.
It used to be.
Okay.
After when we get the vineyards in Piancornello too, we use also a part of grapes from there. So it's mainly 70% you can say from Pelagrilli, so the northern part, cooler temperature. So yeah, you have elegance and finesse on the wines. And 30% is from Piancornello, which is on the southern part of Montalcino, so it's a warmer place, warmer temperature. You get the tannins, you get the mineralities. The soil is richer in rocks, So the two balanced together gives you the best
I have a dear
results.
friend, he's probably in his early 80s, Alberto Guadagnini. He used to play football, calcio, soccer in the 70s. He's now in his, I think he sold it in Buon Convento. And we were drinking some of his wines, and he told me, you know, Italian wines are like Italian shoes. They last forever. They're well made, they're elegant, they're comfortable, and then they don't require you to think that much. Italian shoes, they're good. Yeah. Let me buy them. This wine is delicious. This wine is fantastic. The Pelagrilli, it's gorgeous. It's a wine that's very, very approachable now, but with the passage of time, I think it's going to become remarkable. It's $75 right now, and it's something that screams for food pairing. Delicious wine, yes. Ilenia. Congratulations to everybody at the team. So, Mr. Pacenti, the father, the pioneer, how old is he now?
Ooh, I don't know the exact age.
80, he's still with us. He's still alive.
Yes. And actually, Giancarlo just became a grandfather.
Giancarlo is what? Is he 60s?
Yes, around less than 60. I think it's 58, something like that.
Okay, yeah, great. So next time I'm in Italy, I'll reach out and come visit. Last time I was in Italy was 2 years ago. Yeah, I went to different parts, and I was in Tuscany for a bit, but only 3 days. And Tuscany is the place I told you off camera that my wife speaks Italian, sí. And if I ever have enough funds to purchase a place to grow my grapes, it would be in Italy. It's a country that I love everything about it. The quality of life, the culture, fashion, calcio, gastronomy, history. And then everybody's a little bit crazy in Italy.
Yeah, we are in our own way.
Explosive.
Yeah.
And what I love about Italians is that within that chaos, there's order. Nobel Prize winner for literature, José Saramago, 1998, he had this phrase that said that chaos is an order to be deciphered. Caos es un orden por descifrar. And in Italy, everybody who yells and screams at each other at the corner of a street, 2 hours after that they're drinking and they're best of friends, because debating is part of life. Tension is part of life.
Yeah. It seems that we are arguing, but in fact we are just talking.
Exactly. And you have that, well, Cubans have that in common with you and Argentines as well. So the second wine we're doing is the Rosso, Siro Pacenti Rosso di Montalcino, 2022. What can you tell me about this wine?
So also in this case, it's 100% Sangiovese grapes. The main difference between the Rosso and the Pelagrilli is that the aging first. Pelagrilli is aged for 2 years in French oak barrique, selected personally by Giancarlo every year. He has a special relationship with some barrique producer in France, so he goes there every year and he chose personally each piece of wood to then make the barrique. And while the red one is aged only 1 year. And the second main difference is the age of the vineyards, the vines.
Okay.
For the Rosso, we use the youngest part of the vineyards, meaning from 15 to 25 years old vines. While for the Pelagrilli, it's from 25 to 40 years old vines.
Yeah, it's more complex. The first one, it's more mineral, it's more deep in a way that requires you to think a bit more. My good friends from different wineries in Italy call vino de meditazione, that you may have to think a little bit more about them and try to find the correct words to express what you're feeling. I don't care for that anymore any longer. Nowadays, I just enjoy. Yeah. But this one, the second wine, the Rosso, is juicy. It screams pizza, pasta with red sauce. It's easy to understand. Yeah. It's a wine for both the wine experienced consumers, the more experienced consumers, and also for the younger generations, in as much as it is a wine with perhaps more fruit than earth or than dirt or than terroir. It was a good decision to have the Brunello first and the Rosso second, because the second one is not that it's bigger, but it's juicier. It's got more of a fruit explosion in the palate. Very, very nice, very well made. This wine retails for around $47 here in Puerto Rico, and the fact that it has 15.5% alcohol, it's so well intertwined with the fruit and the barrique that you don't feel it. You don't feel the heat at all. It's juicy. What and before we wrap up, because I know you have to go, there's an event that I'm going to be taking part of as well. For those listening out there, in terms of wine food pairings, we talked about bisteca, we talked about the cinghiale for the first one, deep food, like very well seasoned or concentrated rich food. For the Rosso, what would you pair it with?
Well, you named it.
The pizza?
Pizza,
right?
It's a great way of preparing it. You have a very fresh, in a way simple, not easy to understand and to drink wine. So the best pairing is with a simple food, a simple dish to pair with.
What other wines, because we're doing two for each interview, what other wines you guys make?
So we have the Vecchie Vigne, means old vines, same aging of the Pellegrilli, but we use the oldest vines, from 40 to 60 years old.
Is that available in Puerto Rico or not yet?
I think they buy some bottles in the past. I can't remember which vintage, but they have it probably, some bottles. I think vintage 2020.
Okay, all right.
Correct, right? And we also produce the Riserva, not every year, not each year, depending on the vintage. So it can be that sometimes we don't do it in a very small amount of bottles.
Exactly.
Aged the same, but we use only in a very small, as I said, very low production, because we use only the oldest part, mainly in Piancornello, meaning that the vines are more than 60 years old.
Oh,
vines.
wow.
So you have a very low production of grapes. So you have a very low production of wine.
Incredible. And is this your first time in Puerto Rico?
Actually, yes.
That's great. That's fantastic.
And I liked it. So far, it's great.
When did you get in? When did you come in?
Last night. I landed around midnight from New York, as I was there for another
event. And when do you go back home?
I will leave tomorrow night, unfortunately.
And you go from here to Madrid and then to Italy? How do you?
No. Then I will fly back to New York. And then from New York to Venice.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Siro Pacenti. These are fantastic wines that have been with us in Puerto Rico for 4 or 5 years. They're delicious.
2022 to be exact.
2022.
I checked in the meantime.
3 years. Yeah, I saw Mario, one of the sommeliers, a great sommelier, doing content about Siro Pacenti. And I was glad to find out that they had arrived to Puerto Rico, because these are, as a wine enthusiast myself, I had always seen in the magazines where they publish wines and wine reviews that Siro Pacenti was year in, year out, very, very high scores for their wines. Thank you so much, Ilenia. Hope you have a nice day for this next 24 hours in Puerto Rico. Salute, my friend. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Este fue el episodio de hoy. Recuerda dejarnos una reseña para que nos ayudes a crecer, suscribirte y recomendarnos con tus amigos amantes del vino. No importa cuán avanzado estés en el recorrido de enamorarte de aquello que decían sobre el vino. Son uvas transformadas en poesía. Aquí hay espacio para todos. Salud y, como siempre, dale share.